right, this is my 12 bolt installation into my 1970 El Camino. First I'm gonna be draining out the fluid. So we need to get the fluid drained out, if any is in there. It doesn't look like any is in there. So I'm gonna have to go back and put some more fluid in there, and I'm gonna replace the gasket with another gasket. It's not a posi, it's an open diff. So we're just gonna get it installed, and I'm gonna go back in it and lock it in. I'm probably gonna put a mini spool and then go from there. All right, I'm gonna have to remove this differential cover on this 12 bolt. Try to get this removed. I had to put down the camera a second and get back to it. All right, we got the diff open. You see, it's kind of look like it just needs some fluid in there. Everything looks pretty good in there. It looks a little rusty. It's been sitting for a while, but the spider gears look pretty good, decent enough to drive in. You know, ain't perfect, but it's decent enough to drive in. Look like it's just been sitting for a while. Yeah, don't look too bad. Moving pretty freely. Bad at all. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this fluid out of it, because this fluid smells terrible. I don't have too much end play on it. That's just moving around. Look like we're good to go. I have the same, it's pretty much the same exact gears. It's a peg leg. So same exact gears, just a 12 bolt now. That's definitely an upgrade, you know, from the 10 bolt. So I'm gonna roll with it, you know, it's an upgrade, and I'll come back through and maybe spool it while it's under the car. Take baby steps on it. All right, we have our differential cover off. I'm about to do a little sanding. That gasket won't scrape off. Try to use a gasket scraper, but that didn't do anything. The gasket is too stuck on there. So I'm gonna use a sander, Milwaukee sander, a little 80 grit. And I'm gonna sand it down, and then see if we can get that gasket off there. All right, we got the gasket off. You see it's cleaned up around there. I got to clean up the little screw holes, and clean up the inside and the other side of the cover. I got to get that inside clean a little bit. But I tried the sander with 80 grit, and it didn't work too good because it was too much dirt. But the grinder worked perfectly with the same 80 grit, same grit, you know, so that worked perfectly. Milwaukee 80 grit disc, that worked better than the 80 grit sandpaper from the sander. So you got all that oil and grease, try to grind it before you try the sandpaper. Other than that, I'm gonna press forward. I don't think I'm gonna fill it up with fluid, so I'm trying to see what I'm gonna do next, and then on to the next step. This is the 12 bolt installation process. You can see it's a peg leg, and this is a common misconception right here. And one thing that I had to learn: if you spin, say if you don't have the cover off, and you spin a peg leg, and you spin the middle pinion down there, the wheels will turn in the same direction. The way you tell if a differential is posi is you have to spin one wheel. Go to one wheel, whether it's the left or right passenger driver's side, and spin. And when it spins the opposite direction, then you know. If you spin that pinion, they both gonna spin in the same direction. So that's something you have to be careful about. This is my mini spool I'm gonna install. I read reports of this being able to hold up to 400 horsepower. I only have a small block 350, so I should be well under the horsepower level. Babe, I'm doing a video. All right, I'll be installing this mini spool. All right, so I got this off of Amazon. This report says it's been able to handle up to over 400 horsepower, you know. So I was doing research on it, so I'm gonna install that. So it's the best, I think, solution, because posis are expensive. So this is the next best solution. I'm gonna give it a test, see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. All right, first thing we need to do is remove our bolt right here, and I believe that's a 10mm bolt. Remove that bolt. That's the first thing, and take out our pinion right here. All right, and that's a 1/2 inch. If you want to know, that's a 1/2 inch bolt right there. So remove that one, and then that pin will come out. All right, and when you move that pin slides out. All right, as you slide that out, you can rotate it. When you rotate it, those spider gears are accessible then. I didn't mean for it to fall out, but you get to kind of get the gist of it. After you remove got one more spider gear, is 2. So one each side. Come on. All right, and there's the other one. So you remove that out of there. All right. All right, and sometimes there is a little gasket on top that you can see right there on top of the spider gear. It comes off the top of it, so you might probably won't need that. Next, we have to get these axle shafts to push in. So when you push, what you have to do is you have to push your axle from this side. When you push it in, then that's when your C-clip. Many tracks require C-clip eliminators in order to run for drag and everything like that. I'm still running my C-clips. That's just for safety and everything like that. So you remove that C-clip, both sides, push the other side in, push that side in, then that other C-clip comes out, then you can remove the rest of your gears right there. All right, now after you get your C-clips out, you can just push those. I can push it with one finger, push those axles back. After you push those axles back, the gears will be right there. All right, you can push the other side. And you can pull them all the way out if you want to. I just want to set them right there. I don't want to, in the way. So, all right, this one side. Those gears don't look too bad, but don't look like they have ever been replaced. Alright. Grab the other side out. Alright, so after this, next we're going to be installing the mini spool. So give me a second, I'll get that together. All right, one of the modifications you have to do that's real simple is, this is your C-clip. See, I have the markings on here where I kind of mark where I have to grind down. This is your mini spool, okay? Your C-clip, when you place it, as you can see, it won't fit, but it will fit right here. But it won't slide through. So what you have to do is you have to grind down those edges, and the axle won't push in enough to slide it through. So you have to grind down those edges in order to get it to slide through, so you can place it inside the axle. All right, this is the end result of grinding down the C-clip. You can see right here, this is the whole one. That's the one that I still have to do. And this is the new one. You can see that faint circle that's inside of it. If you come right to the top of that circle, it's almost the perfect diameter. You can see the difference in the two. Place them next to each other after grinding them down. And that fit right in here now. Slip down in that, and good to go. Alright, so we have one side in. We're gonna place the C-clip in there. C-clip slide. Push that axle forward, and it'll slide right in place. got the both sides in. Just a note to have is always put the side that has the gears on it. Put that side in first, because if you do it the other way around, then you won't be able to get both sides in. So put that side in first. I'm gonna put the C-clips in. We have both of our C-clips that have been ground down, so it can slide in there. I'm gonna put the C-clips in, and then we'll go on to our next step. All right, now after you put both C-clips in, you have these blocks to hold the pin in. So those, you see it slides down in there. Okay, after you have both sides, you kind of rotate it, and then go from there. And then you have to put the pin in. I need both hands for that, so I'm gonna have to take a little break and cut back in. All right, we got our pinion in. You have to give it a little tap just to get it around. See the C-clamps right there? Just to get it around the C-clamps and axle tubes. Got to give it a little tap. You know, I just use a little rubber hammer just to tap it down around it, and then you'll get it through both of those blocks. All right, after we got the shaft in there, next we got the torque our pinion lock shaft down. This is torqued to 20 foot-pounds. 20 foot-pounds. You can see I got it on there. Of course, you can use a little better socket with a little straighter angle, but it's only 20 foot-pounds, so you should be good. And then we're good to go. After you get everything together, you need to put gear oil in it. I use this 75/90 fully synthetic mobile gear oil. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill it up before I put the gasket on, instead of messing with that tube. Just see if I can get as much gear oil in there as I can, you know, before I have to mess with that, because that's usually a hassle. But I'll probably go back and top it off after I finish. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done and go from there. All right, we're sealing up. We got a little gasket maker under the gasket, and on the lid over here, we're gonna be it say 20 foot-pounds, so I'm gonna torque it to 20 foot-pounds. I already got fluid down in there. I'll probably put some more in there after. Just want to get it flowing. Don't want to leave it without fluid on it. Got the pin torqued down. That was torqued down to 20 foot-pounds also. I said between 15 and 25. So we're gonna put the cover on and then keep on rolling. All right, we got our differential cover. Alright, so we got our 12 bolt cover on. We're going to torque to this AC Delco attachment. It attaches to a 1/2-inch drive. As you can see, it'll click. It'll give me a buzz sound. Those lights will light up once I get to my torque specs. So I'm gonna get this torqued all the way around, and then we'll be good with that. Alright, I'm doing a little cleanup work. I'm removing the old drum brakes. I'm gonna use the drum brakes off of my 10 bolt. So I'm removing the old drum brakes off. You see they're kind of rusty. Look like they're pretty new, but on both sides I'm gonna remove them and then see how it goes from there. Alright, I have the old drum brakes removed from the 12 volt that I'm installing. You can see I got it kind of cleaned up in there. I'm going to continue to press on and do the other side the same way. And then we're going to transcribe the 10 volt brakes from the other side. So I'm going to go to the other side, do the same thing, and then see how it cleans up from there.